Welcome to Designing a Classroom for Students with Severe Disabilities. This course is designed for teachers new to working in self-contained classrooms. The course will provide teachers instruction on how to set up their classroom to promote student independence and to create vocational assignments meeting IEP objectives. This course objectives is designed to teach new teachers in special education how to design a classroom for students who have autism and other severe disabilities. The participants will learn how to read IEPs to determine student needs and instructional levels a student will require in each subject area. Participants will learn how to create lessons, activities, and assignments based on students' goals and objectives. Participants will learn how to establish and design a visual daily schedule for students in their class. Participants will learn how to design and implement work systems in the classroom and design and implement a student reinforcement system. Participants will be evaluated by their ability to determine a student's instructional need, create a lesson meeting IEP objectives, design a work system, design a daily schedule, and design a reinforcement system. Self-contained classes are not just for students with autism. Classrooms are made up of students with varying disabilities, creating the need for individual instruction in multiple disciplines. To determine the instructional needs of a student, you first need to review the student's PLAF, present level of academic achievement and functional performance. The PLAF is designed to describe a student's strengths and weaknesses. It provides details of how a student functions and in areas in which the student needs to continue working and demonstrate improvement. The student's strengths and weaknesses are in academic, vocational, and behavioral terms. In this PLAF, you will see that the student is currently in a life skills setting. They receive supports in occupational therapy, physical therapy, adaptive PE, speech, and vision. The student is functioning at a level of sorting and matching by color and picture, and they also require verbal and physical cues to complete their tasks. The student is using a penny board reinforcement system, and the student requires a picture schedule to complete a daily routine. After reviewing this PLAF, I now know I have a student who needs sorting, matching, and collating assignments. The student is familiar with the penny board reinforcement system and is able to follow a picture schedule. The PLAF also defines the student's need for consistent supervision. After reviewing a PLAF and detailing the student's strengths and weaknesses, the teacher needs to review the student's IEPs. The IEP goals and objectives are used to design lesson plans and student assignments. Currently, you'll see we have an IEP with goals in English and math. The IEPs shown demonstrate how English and math grade level TEKS can be broken down into objectives using matching, picture to picture, and word to word, and identifying letters in a chronological order. So what does this look like in actual activity for the student? To meet English TEKS and developing skills in spelling, we use laminated cards with 3, 4, and 5 letter words. The student uses clothespins with the matching letters to spell the words. The student is matching letter to letter and spelling out each word. To meet math TEKS and develop counting skills, student is provided with a file folder, requiring them to count a number of objects and match the number to the identical number of objects. To meet science TEKS, the student is provided measurable jugs with the objective of filling them to the assigned amount. Learning skills in measurement. To develop employment skills and vocational training, A student is provided laminated food items and a customer order card to simulate the job requirements of sandwich making. Now it's your turn. With a partner, read the IEP below and identify 2 activities you could design to meet the IEP objective. Use the chart below to brainstorm ideas for completing this task. Visual schedules and visual cues are important to everybody. We wouldn't be able to drive a car without visual prompts. We use date books and calendars to remind us of important events. Our students also need visuals to help guide them through their daily routine.
People with autism have a strength in visual perception, and they also have a deficit in understanding, listening to, comprehending verbal communication. Organizing and attending to materials and understanding what is important is really difficult for people with autism. Another way to say that would be that once they're attending to one thing, they have a really intense focus on that one thing, and they have trouble shifting their attention to other things in the environment. So external organizations are really important to help them know what should they be focusing on and to maintain that attention and not get overwhelmed by other things in the environment, and then it helps them shift their attention from one thing to another. A visual schedule equates to what most adults use in their daily life in terms of like a day planner. We have a list of everything we're going to do throughout the day. Well, a visual schedule can be a written schedule for a person with autism. Oftentimes for children who are younger or an adult with autism who's a non-reader, a visual schedule is each of the activities in their day represented in one picture. So for example, when the person wakes up, it might say breakfast. Then the next thing on their schedule is go to school, and then the next thing on their schedule, whatever it is that they're going to do at school. So it's a visual representation of what's going to happen throughout the day. I have seen kids who are totally dependent on adult prompts become independent, moving throughout their day, learning to move from one area in a school building to another area in a school building without adult support or without support of someone else. The most important thing about visual schedules is that they have to meet the individual needs of the child. And once the child has a system that he understands or she understands, that system can be used to teach any number, anything else that child needs to learn, and it can be used in a lot of different environments. So people say, well, what am I going to do when the child's in the general education setting? If the child understands the visual system he or she is using, that system can go into a general education setting, to a workplace, and be used to help the child function independently. Look at this one. The federal government just reauthorized the IDEA law, and it's now the IDEIA law. In that law, I think the thing that's most powerful is that they say that low expectations on the part of educators has hindered kids in special education from reaching their full potential. They also say that kids with disabilities should have opportunities to become and are capable of becoming independent, contributing community members. And if we remember that supports like visual structures and schedules will support these guys in becoming that independent, contributing community member, we realize how important these schedules are.
Developing visual schedules provides students the opportunity of being independent in their daily routine. An assignment schedule is designed to show the student what 3 tasks they should complete within a class period. Once the student completes a task, they move it up to the finished box. I keep student schedules in a 3-ring binder. Each binder has the student's picture and name on the spine for easy identification. The schedules are divided by class period, and the students know what they're to work on per period. Work systems are designed to help students independently follow their work schedule. Numerous assignments may be placed in one workstation.
It's space efficient work task system ever, and that's a mouthful, but I really think it's true. I saw this at a training a few years ago, and I'm so happy I did this because I have over 50 tasks on 2 shelves. That's it. And you know what? My lowest kid system. There's 50 tasks. It does not take up that much room. It does not look that bad. It takes up 1,000 times less room than having 10 three-bit word drawers, and everything's right here. So the way this system works is each bit is labeled with a letter or number, and each kid has a schedule. So over here, I call this table time. Each kid has a schedule, and I just put a few up here so you can see. So this student has letter F, letter E, and letter D. So when he comes to do it, he takes letter F off, he matches it to F, he takes it down, he sits here, he does a task, and then he puts it back. He leaves the number, which is kind of key, because then you know which ones you need to redo at the end of the day. So he comes back over, gets the next one, he has E, he does the same thing until it's done, no more left, and then he goes on to his next piece in his schedule. The way that this is so awesome too is you can put super easy tasks in here and super hard tasks. Like I have a lot of these index card tasks, sorting by date, alphabetizing, sorting coupons by category, some like higher level thinking skills. I also have sorting screws and some really easy things that my lower kids can do, like assembly tasks, putting nuts and bolts together. So I can have these easy tasks right next to
In the self-contained classroom, it's important the teacher develops a reinforcement program which encourages desired positive behaviors. Everyone working in the class must consistently follow the reinforcement program in order to decrease negative behaviors and increase desired behaviors and work habits. In my class, I use a penny board system. Students earn a penny for each task that is completed. Once they earn 3 pennies, then they earn their preferred reinforcement. As for this student, they prefer a cookie.
Explain how to use a token economy to reinforce your students' correct responses. A token economy is a system in which tokens are earned for appropriate behavior and exchanged later for reinforcers. Let's go over the procedure for setting up a token system. The first step is to choose the behavior to be reinforced. The next step is to make the tokens, which can be points, check marks, stickers, coins, tickets, or stars. Next, you should make a visual display, such as a page with boxes, a picture, a cup, or a folder. Then, choose the backup reinforcers that your student will exchange the tokens for. This could be any potential reinforcer identified through a preference assessment, such as free time, computer time, or snacks. The final step is to decide on the ratio of exchange, which is the number of tokens that your student must earn to receive or purchase the backup reinforcer. Now let's see an example of an instructor using a token system to deliver reinforcement.
what letter? Hey, you got your star. Good job. You have 2 more. What letter? B. B. You got your other star. There you go. 1 more left. What letter? F. F. Excellent. You have all your stars, Hudson. Now you get to go play with bubbles. Let's go.
The student earns 1 token for each correct response, and then the instructor gives the student the backup reinforcer of bubbles once the student earns all 10 tokens.
As you begin designing your class, keep in mind the ultimate goal for students in a self-contained classroom is to become as independent as possible.